This is the power clean. It is an Olympic lift that will be focusing on the lower body extremity muscles. So that will be the quads, the hamstrings, the glutes, and the calves. So the first thing we're going to do is start by showing you the starting position for this lift. So what you're going to do is have your feet, shoulder, hip width apart. You can slightly point out the toes. When you have the bar in your hand, you are going to have it in a pronated grip, and you're going to make sure that when you start in this position, your hips will be lower than your shoulders, keeping your knees behind the toes and your hands outside of your knees. So this will be the starting position every time you perform this exercise. The first phase will be the first pull, and what you are going to do is you're going to extend the hips and the knees, making sure that your torso to the floor angle is consistent in this area. You're going to extend the knees. The next phase will be the transition. So the transition is you're going to stand up, thrusting the hips forward, slightly flexing the knees, having the bar around your thigh. So you're going to be standing fully straight up. The next phase is called the second pull. This is where you're going to shrug the bar, shrugging your shoulders up as high as you can, keeping those elbows still fully out and extended. And you are going to lift them as high as you can until you will keep the bar close to when you're raising in this area. You're going to keep the bar as close as you can, going up, rotating your body under the bar, making sure that your arms are rotating around the bar as well. So when it comes to this position, you're going to slightly flex the knees and hips, absorbing the weight being pushed on you. When you have your balance, you want to make sure you're catching with a slightly erect spine, making sure that your neck is in neutral position, your feet flat on the ground, and you are going to fully extend up in this position, making sure that your arms are parallel to the ground in this position. So that will be a full 1 rep of the power clean. The next thing you're going to do to lower the bar back down is you're going to lower it down, taking it off your front delts. You're going to lower it down back to your thigh, and then slowly lower the bar, still bending in the knees and hips, making sure your hips are still lower than your shoulders, lowering the bar back down until it hits the ground. You can release the bar and stand back up. So this will be me showing and demonstrating the power clean in one swift movement. So this will be the first phase, standing up, keeping that torso. Then I'll be thrusting that hip forward. You'll be catching here, standing straight up. To release, I'll lower the bar to my thigh, going back down into that starting position. All right, so I will be explaining the power snatch. It is an Olympic lift that will focus on the large muscle groups, which is the hamstrings, the glutes, the quads, and it will be including our calves for the upward movement. So what we're going to do is we're going to start in the starting position, legs shoulder width apart. You can slightly bend them outwards, and when you go to pick up the bar, you are going to flex the knees, making sure the knees stay behind the toes, the weight in the balls of your feet. You want to make sure your hips are lower than your shoulders. So the one difference between the power clean and the power snatch is going to be the grip of holding the bar. So it's going to be that pronated grip, and it's going to be farther out with your elbows extended facing outward. So it's going to be very far out. You're going to hold the bar about 1 inch away from your shins. And what you are going to do is in the first pull position, you are going to slightly extend the knees, making sure that your torso to floor ratio stays consistent in this one phase. What you're going to do is you're going to extend the knees out. You are going to, transition phase will be thrusting the hips forward, making sure the bar is close to the thighs and having the knees flexed underneath. So this will be the transition phase. The next phase will be the shoulder shrug, making sure it goes to the highest point, making sure your arms are still out, pointing outwards, fully extended. You're going to shrug up, and what you are going to do is when all that momentum is going up, you are going to rotate and slightly bend your elbows to catch for the fourth phase. You want to make sure that your body is underneath the bar is rotating, or your hands are rotating underneath the bar. You're going to have your hands fully extended behind the ears, making sure that your torso is erect. Your knees are slightly bent to kind of catch that impact. And once you have balance in your legs, you are going to fully extend with your arms still out and the bar fully above you. So to get it back down, you're going to lower it back down, move it close, keeping it close to your body, knife back to your thighs, and you will go down into that position to release the bar. All right, so I'm going to be demonstrating the power snatch. I'm going to give myself some verbal cues just to remind myself how to fully go through this exercise with proper form. So it's going to be a little faster, but I'm just going to show you what one rep of the power snatch would look like. So shoulder width apart, dip down to grab that bar, arms fully extended out, go into position one, extend knees,